for family. Rudo nerutsigiro. Muri part of our journey. One episode at a time.
Hi guys, welcome back to season 2, episode 1 of Mom Can You Not? Your favorite co-hosts are back. My name is Corinne Sky and I'm with Mama.
Season 2, yeah, so budirira.
How you feeling, girl?
Yeah, so budirira.
How you feeling, girl?
Ooh, I'm back. Neshmoto.
Can you imagine? Can you tell them what the renovations that have happened past Mango?
You know what? First and foremost, before we even go anywhere, I'm gonna show you guys. Tatanga season, my flowers. So you know what? This is. I remember before we went off on break, and I was at it and get up to my bucket. So also can now the lights start going, and then the iPad will be running and trying to see what time it is and things like that. So you know, I've got children in different area codes,
yes.
Very distinguished children.
Distinguished.
So my son Chidzi
He has decided to sponsor the filming of season 2.
Imagine.
He's giving us a facelift, an upgrade, and we're here. So this is our new setup.
Can you imagine?
As you can see, the quality's gone up. The sound is sounding. We're looking beautiful.
Because sometimes if you saw me in the last episode, I'd be looking like Ndimba Menganga. You know, the lighting will be a bit sus. But there are so many cameras, I don't even know which camera to look at. The lighting is perfect. And, you know, I just want to shout out to Chidzi.
Yes.
You know,
DJ
and
Young Chidzi and Chidzi-tainment.
Chidzi is no longer just DJ Young Chidzi. Chidzi is a whole entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, so for all your entertainment needs, your live streaming, your emceeing, and you know, animal paper food. So you can come to anywhere you are in the world. Last week when we were finalizing this, he was actually telling me that I'm at the airport. And then I saw him on TikTok. You know, he's one person I know that every time you go on TikTok, you have to chuckle. He was by the airport, camera doing content as you do.
Yes.
Very much about his business. So shout out to Chidzi Entertainment, DJ Young Chidzi, and what is his Instagrams, his handles?
It's DJ Young Chidzi, isn't it?
No,
official
it's no longer.
DJ Young
Chidzi-tainment.
Just Chidzi-tainment.
Yeah.
Chidzi-tainment on Instagram.
Yeah.
And Young Chids on everything.
So Chidzi-tainment on Instagram, Young Chidzi on everything. You should follow him on TikTok, guys. He is hilarious.
Yes. You see, now people have decided that they want to do you want to switch? Yeah, let me just sorry. Hello?
A few moments later.
Yeah. So we're saying so it's Chidzi-tainment on Instagram, Young Chidzi on Young Chidzi on all the other social media platforms. But Nindom Farapa TikTok, he's so funny. Follow him on TikTok. You know, when you've got all your big graduations, when you want to buy your side chick a car, he's very, very, what do you call it, very discreet about things. Call him, he'll do things. He even does my boss, he does everything. When I mean he's
and
a
landscaping.
Landscape. So if he's not giving you entertainment, he can mow your lawn as well. So he does everything. So yeah, guys, please check him out. Follow him on our behalf.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's an amazing young man.
So how's your summer been, baby girl?
My summer has been fantastic, guys. I've lived a summer that some of you will only dream of. I had a bucket list before we started doing this. One of the things that I've always been saying for years and years and years was that I wanted to go to Afronations. So I got an opportunity to go to Afronations. And me being me, right, I get to Afronations. So I was just walking, just minding my own business. Then somebody said, I've got a golden ticket. You know, that's the place you need to be. Then I rang this one and I said, that general access, I don't think it will work for me. Can you please upgrade me to a golden ticket? And she was like, Mom, who told you about the golden ticket? But I was upgraded to a golden ticket. I've never had so much fun. It was the best time of my life. Being in Portugal on my own, it was very solo. It was a solo break. I switched off my phone. I told my children not to call me mama, just to call me Sisi, because I was just enjoying myself. And I've been to quite a few festivals as well. We went to Reggae Land recently. We met quite a few people I've always wanted to meet, but what can I do? Reggae Land was... I was so heartbroken. Because I practiced Movado songs. All of Movado songs, guys. I had been practicing. I done my open pray.
Yes.
Open pray. He comes out, he sings nothing I've ever heard in my life. I literally was standing in the crowd like this.
But this is awkward.
And he wouldn't stop with this song. And you know when they get very excited and they're doing all that, and I'm like, there's no way I'm doing this with my hands for you. Then when I was just about to give up, I had open pray. I was like, ah! And as soon as I was just about to get my flag to wave to open pray, it was gone.
It was gone. Literally 2 seconds. I hate when DJs do that.
You know, 2 things I cannot stand. Maybe it's because I'm getting old. It's, how they play like 30 seconds of all these nice songs. And, just getting into the groove, they've moved on. Or they pull up.
Chizzy, what do you have to say about that? Can they hear you?
I play the feet.
Why?
Yeah, it's those 2 things. They play 30 seconds. So you're about to...
How can I enjoy myself with 30 seconds?
Tin, 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 tin. Aiwane maronda. Wakutogadzira ukoni. Ndovunza mvunzo yakumatenga. Yesu tovunza chete. Titekete. And you're like, why are we doing
Why
this
are you
to each other?
doing that?
That was a good mix.
There you go. There you go. But that's what they do. So those 2 things, pull up and, cutting songs
the
very.
songs.
Or, DJs who play music for themselves.
Oh my days. DJs do that otherwise.
Yeah. You're at a show, right? There are people above the age of 60. Why are you playing my piano? Who is this for? Who are you trying? Which crowd are you saving? You know what I'm saying? You're actually trying to hit our ears. So, because that's
then you've got performers who only want to force new music down your throat.
Album launches, those are the things that's what they do. I dread when somebody says that there's an album launch. I don't know any of your music. Why are you making
me listen to it?
No,
but Jack Pace's album launch was good though.
No, but the thing is,
I enjoyed all of that music.
the way he's that he's a proper artist.
Yeah.
But some of these people are not proper artists. They can sing, but they're not artists because you have to curate your playlist. Because we are so far away, so play the songs that we've heard on TikTok. Like, Dini Mukudze was the only song I didn't know, but it was a good song because he was telling us that he's coming. Please, welcome me. That's my name, right? And that was the name of the album. That's fine. Leave it at that. Go back now to necessary and the things that we know, and play those things. No, don't try and try
you
to
had
convert
a
us.
banner where Afronation.
And that's the other thing about it. Because you came in, Back to Life was fine because I'd heard Back to Life before I came.
Yeah.
But the other songs, and the other thing he did, he didn't even look at the golden circle. He just went all the way to the front. Burna Boy finished his whole set. All I could see was the corner of his ear.
Did he have a cowboy hat?
He threw it to the crowd. So he took off his cowboy hat, he took off his shirt, and then he just said, at least I was so grateful for the drum boys.
Yeah.
Because they came and they were looking at us. Whilst he was there, they got us singing. But I am one of your biggest customers. Can you please come and sing? The person who sang for us, Mary J. Blige, because he couldn't make it all the way to the bottom because of arthritis. So she just waddled and she came and she stood by us. We're just like...
Not too much on Mary.
Fam, Mary just needs to perform in loafers or something. Those high heels she wears, she can't even... I didn't know what she was doing. The female sets at Afronations, guys, I don't want to lie, those were the worst. Thames came out of a flower garden. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know any of her songs. People started leaving while she was still playing. Literally, no, I'm serious. She came out of a flower garden. She was standing behind these big mazuz. And I'm just like... David on the other hand.
Yeah. They scream at you well.
I know you can scream any day. You can chop my money that one. Davido.
Yeah.
The other thing is he's got songs, right? And he doesn't try to force these new things that we don't know.
Yeah, it's true.
It's the same wherever you go to see Davido. I was seeing, he always says me, yeah. And by the time he finishes, you'll be singing in Yoruba, in Patois, in Pidgin English. It will be there going, Caroline, save your drama.
You know what, to be honest, Davido is like one of the only African artists that doesn't sing in Patois. Have you noticed?
No. Patois belongs to Zimbabweans, not the Usuyin. Every Zimbabwean artist, Freeman, Patois. Winky D, Patois. They all do Patois.
Yeah.
Mina Fiona man.
What's your problem with Jamaicans?
No, I don't have any problem with Jamaicans. I'm just thinking, for some of us who don't speak Patois very well, can you just spell? Speak in Shona, it's all right, so that we can hear you. So that was my summer. I've been going to different shows, as you can see. I've just been talking about music because that's what I've been doing, going to different things. Hey, guys.
What about ZimFest?
Oh, ZimFest.
Yeah.
ZimFest. Oh, because some of you probably don't follow us on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I also went to ZimFest. This year's ZimFest, the end of the devil was on ZimFest because people started saying that. It was the best ZimFest I've been to because I've been to different types of ZimFest.
Yeah.
Before I never liked to go to ZimFest. Then I went to ZimFest and then I became a ZimFest fan. But ZimFest used to break my heart all the time. Every time I went, there would be something that would irritate me. This particular ZimFest, absolutely enjoyed myself.
Delectable.
Chef's kiss.
Mwah.
We were treated so well.
Zero complaints.
No complaints. Treated very, very well. I come in the morning, I'm just minding my own business.
As you do.
As I do. Star FM has put out an article saying that people were doing mango. I'm like, who? Because when somebody says something so extreme, like there was excrement in the surrounding area, because obviously it's a field.
Yeah.
So if you've been to ZimFest and you hadn't gone this year, you'd have said that it's quite plausible.
Yeah.
And so there were quite a few things people were talking about ZimFest. They were talking about the shit gate. They were also talking about the outfits.
Family channel.
Sorry, excrement, poo. They were talking about that, saying that Zimbabweans were defecating everywhere, and there were no toilets.
Can you imagine? There was more toilets than people.
There
were so many toilets.
I've been to so many shows, even the ones that you say are amazing shows. I've never been to a toilet where it flashes. There's a mirror for you to look at yourself,
and it's
clean. Those toilets were up to standard. So I just didn't like the way, because sometimes you think you are sabotaging a brand, but you're also sabotaging us as a people. That we are very dirty, we don't know how to use toilets. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, but it was an amazing ZimFest. The food, I think they had a very good conversation with their food vendors. Food was so affordable. The ambience was really, really good. I can't say so much about the lineup. I don't know what went there with the lineup. The lineup was a bit, for a festival, such a big festival, the lineup was a bit, they would have done better. But,
who would you have liked to see on this?
Would have liked to see?
Yeah.
Definitely Winky D. Winky D did so well. He can perform. Saint Flo was all right. I think, and this is out there, it's my opinion, I think I would like to see more local talent. I'd like to see people who are based in the UK. Because earlier on, the earlier sets before they bring the headliners, they could bring those ones so that at least they showcase their music. Because ZimFest is about Zimbabweans, so we have got Zimbabweans who live here who are actually performers. It would have been nice to see them. I can't fault anyone who came. I absolutely enjoyed Nisha T's. Nisha T's was really good. Jazz Signal, I'd not seen Jazz Signal performing. He was really,
he had
really
one of the best performances.
Yeah. I think, again, Oriano is amazing, but I think what he probably needs to polish his stage presence a bit more. And he also probably needs to sing songs that we know. Because I was waiting.
He didn't even sing for his hits.
He did a Movado on us
Yeah, he
again.
did a
Because he
Movado.
literally was. I was waiting for Grima Mpoto. I didn't even.
Nope,
I can't give me some Mpoto later on when I was tired of waiting. You know, when you hear a beat, that's the song, and then he's singing something. And some of the songs are too slow and romantic to
play for like
a festival. Yeah. So I think maybe it would be very good in a sit-down ambient type of thing as Oriano's show, but as part of the festival, there was a bit of a mismatch there. Saint Floor, amazing. I love Saint Floor. I also went, wearing my breastplate of righteousness and my spear of strength to my piano, the piano stage. I don't do those things. I went to the Mapiano stage. Oh, because obviously there was Stana, young Stana, Ntate, and Polod Pori. So I wanted to see my Pori sign. So obviously I ended up going. But you see, guys, I think you should never in life meet people you idolize. I was so underwhelmed by Lord Pori.
Yeah.
I was so underwhelmed.
It's the name, isn't it?
And also the other thing, guys, I think we've been spoiled.
Yeah, it's the name with DJs.
Yeah. I think we got spoiled as well, because if you've seen Uncle
Waffles.
No, you're thinking, so when are you going to come back? Or come out from the back and dance? Or if you've seen Chizi. Because Chizi will come and teach you steps as well. So I'm just waiting to say, when are you going to come from the back and come
teach me steps?
Teach me steps. Because I want you to do to the left with me, to the right, and go back and play music as well. Because I'm not paying to just see you behind the little decks. Because the people I've seen come out, they do steps with me.
Yeah.
They teach me. They even take the mic and they will do jokes with me. So what are you doing? So I think we are spoiled by the people we see doing it so well that now when you see somebody doing a rubbish.
But the set itself wasn't great. Like,
I think I liked this. I liked the set. I just think he could have done a bit more.
What did you want him to do?
Maybe come out and do it.
Oli.
Yes, you know, if you don't want to do it yourself, come with a hype man then.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean.
If you're too big to do that, come with. Because now even if you notice, the other day I was seeing, what's her name, that one? Dibian Gogo. She can't dance to save her life, but she now comes out from that. Because that's what we want to see. And she does this. At least she's doing it, isn't it? We want to see you do something. You can't stand. Gone are the days of standing. Maybe the only person I don't want to see doing that is Cabs at the small.
Maybe black coffee. You know, but Cabs are the smoking DJ. Or black coffee.
Yeah. What would black... Cut!
You're so naughty.
Some things are better thought about.
You have intrusive thoughts.
I have a very intrusive thought. Yeah. So that was that.
So who do you think you give the crown of the best? You can't put Afronation because they're not even here. I don't think it's fair to compare local festivals.
No, again, you know, even when I did it on TikTok, I don't think it's comparable. I can't compare it to the things that I can't even compare. We'll take out Afronations and Reggae Land are comparable.
I think they are very comparable.
I can compare the two, but I'm talking about these little ones that we went to.
Who do you think got the crown?
I think Dinim Kudze tour was to me personally. I think the Japreza show was the best show.
Did you go to any other like album launch types or whatever?
I don't go to those things. You know,
I went to Excuse One.
Yeah, how was it?
Excuse One was really good, but I would say that I think Dinim Kudze was better because being able to carry like a whole stage for that long by yourself, whereas like the XQ one there was like 7 artists. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I agree with you.
You know, let me tell you my biggest problem with album launches is the not knowing the music, number one. Number two, I don't like to act as if I'm bothering people to come and see their things, you see. So if I'm not particularly, because I think, I've never seen Nati Oi perform, you know, ever.
You didn't see him at ZimFest?
No.
I swear the year that Brave performed at ZimFest.
No.
He didn't?
I've never seen
Oh.
I've never seen Nati Oi perform.
I've seen him at Zim Link Up. And you've never been to Zim
I've
Link
never
Up.
been to Zim Link Up. I don't think I want to go to Zim Link Up either. Especially if they do it in that little mortuary. That place.
You know that place isn't where Zim Link Up is. It's another place called Forum. It's the same though. Like it's the same little. Show.
To be fair, I enjoyed Japreza's show, but it was the way I was slowly roasting.
Ooh.
Oh, I forgot I went to Diamond Platinums as well.
Yeah, Diamond Platinums.
Yeah,
at the Royal Albert Hall.
That was really good.
Yeah,
I absolutely enjoyed myself. And the thing is, that's what I was talking about being an artist and and just being able to sing. They are two different things, right? The fact that I can enjoy a set from somebody singing in Swahili and some other language and still enjoy myself
and even be singing along.
Yeah, and be going anatira natira oh chikwekwe chikwekwe. You there, right?
Yeah.
Then you know that somebody is an artist because the set is not jarring. Again, another person who does it very well is Davido, because you don't go in there and just think, no, I'm not Nigerian. What am I doing in here? Because some sets are very for that particular group.
Yes, very
I
much.
think for our artists need to know that as well, need to be able to transcend, to have a universal sound that people can listen to. So I enjoyed myself. I was outside this
You're
summer.
outside.
It was a hot girl summer.
Yeah, it was a hot girl summer.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about today, girl?
So today, today is going to be, because today was literally catching up with you and saying say, and just finding out what you guys are about, where you are at in life. Comment down in the comment section, guys, if you've been out to any of these festivals and if you think, tell us which ones you enjoyed. What the ones I would recommend next summer if you are going to be going out and about. Definitely try Reggae Land. It's really good.
Reggae Land's
amazing.
amazing.
Fantastic. These Zimbabwean ones, take the ones, with a large dose of salt. Make sure that, you look at the MCs if they're above the age
And the venues.
and the venue.
Yeah.
But ultimately, Reggae Land is a must go to. Oh, I forgot to talk. The one you went to.
AfriFest East.
AfriFest East.
Yeah.
Because somebody mentioned on TikTok that they live up Norwich way. So it's another one which you could check out next.
It's
summer.
like maybe comparable to maybe ZimFest, but smaller,
yeah.
or like a carnival.
Yeah.
That's how I would compare it. But in terms of quality,
Oh, please don't get me triggered about carnival. The Leicester Carnival this year.
they should just stop.
No, I think they need to stop.
They should just pack it away.
Pack it away.
Yeah.
They really have tried.
It's a waste of time, energy, money. Just
So yeah, so that's what we've been doing. We've been out and about. Hot girl summer, and I've said comment down below. Tell us where you've been, which ones you've enjoyed, which ones you'd recommend, and maybe there are some that I haven't been to. Just let us know, and we might check them out.
Yeah, I was asking, what do you want to talk about today?
This today, I forgot to say right from the outset. So when we were on our break, we've got our little community hub with the Bonfofo girlies. So in there we talk, we yap. It's a group of
These are
certified
always
yappers.
yapping.
Shout out to the Bonfofo
I'll even say
families.
now, yeah, because you guys are always saying you want to join the group, you want to join the group. If you don't want to yap, don't join the group, because these will talk your ears off.
And now I think I wouldn't even recommend anyone to join now, because people have sort of like bonded in it's such a tight community, and there's been a lot of things that we've been talking about, but one of the biggest things that have been coming out the most in the group, it's been thematic. We've been talking about parent triggered trauma. So I don't know, if, probably we've got a bit of time to touch on that. If we can touch on it, that would be fantastic. So by that, what we're talking about is that makuriro atakaita, the way we were raised by our parents. Some of us were traumatized by the way we were raised. Like things like your parents just doing the most, and because culture protects them and dictates that, because you are a child, you find that you live in your mother's house or your father's house or your carer's house, because some of us were not necessarily raised
raised by extended family.
We raised by
kinship carers.
Kinship carers, exactly. So you were, people who took care of us, basically. Because in Zim, your mother's sister is your mom. Your mother's sister, who twice removed, is still your mom. So everybody becomes mom, and because with that comes the right to discipline you. And So society, in a way, having an extended family is a good thing because, when the AIDS pandemic happened, a lot of parents died. And it meant that many of the children from that era were raised by the extended family. But with every good thing, there is the other side of the coin. There was a lot of abuse as well. And then we moved from the pandemic era. We came to the time when our parents packed their bags and came to the UK for a better life and left their children to be raised by family members whilst they were here, looking for a livelihood. So all those things, those things, those separation, being raised by the extended family or just being raised by your family, there's been, people in the group we spoke about, the being forced to be secretive. So how
it's so dangerous.
Yeah, like you tell your mom that you left me with Auntie Sophia. Auntie Sophia hits. And then your mom will be like, so what do you want me to do about it? I'm here. That type of thing. So you are taught from a very young age that whatever is happening to you, whoever is doing that to you is doing their best. So you complaining about them,
you're shunning them.
You're shunning them or you're disrespecting them. So because of those scenarios I'm talking about, a lot of people...
know what you're saying about being taught to be secretive? There was this TikTok video, and this lady said that she knew somebody who was a sex offender, and she asked the sex offender like, "Oh, how do you pick your victims?" And then he said that it's based on the ones who are like taught how to keep secrets. So if I tell the child like, "Oh yeah, don't tell anybody," and then they, listen, then I know that's a perfect victim for pedophiling. But a child who just snitches and is a loudmouth and goes around telling everybody everything, they're not very good victims.
There you go.
And it's like all the things that people are taught to do, especially in African households, are making them more susceptible to being...
And even from a societal perspective, because if you look at how we just let these 90-year-old people continue to rule us and we can't even say anything. But because trauma has to be felt and it needs an outlet, that is why you find people who can never say anything to their immediate family, but when they come online... on live, they will tell you about everything. Those people. I met Sergeant Bushi, and we're talking about this. People will be like, hello, yes, Linda, mwana wakaisepi. Ndakamisa pasipeza mrama yake. Ndosaka uchipenga futhi. And you're like, how did we get here?
It's a trauma response.
It's a trauma response because sometimes you feel, and also again. It's not just, how Mabatir or the way people discipline us, the way they handle us. It's also, how we are taught to perceive the world. You are told things like, if you ever want to be successful, you can't just be talking around. So, you are taught.
These people?
Them probably. So you are taught, and also, when parents were leaving the country, and I remember I spoke to somebody who was saying that before the mother died, the mother used to say, you need to be very quiet, because people do not like taking care of nerds, tourists. So that was the mother's last words, So she always felt that she can't say anything. She didn't want to inconvenience anyone. So it becomes your whole personality. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you are doing that out of the goodness of your heart. You are doing it as a trauma response. So that was what we were mainly talking about. And we're saying, how do you deal with it? How do you navigate life when in your early ages you've been silenced by the people who are around you, you've been invalidated so much. You tell your mom that Uncle Peter is a bit weird when he's being around me, and your mom just says, oh, he's just being funny. So things like that.
I can't say anything. Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm too far. I'm too far. What do you want me to do with that? So you are left to your own devices. And when SA is normalized, like when people, you're left to live with your mother, your dad's sister, your tete, and the husband. The husband is always chasing you around, saying, you are my wife, from a very young age. So things like that. I said, so all those things have been normalized. I think our culture needs to evolve with us. That's what I'm always saying to people, that, you know, culture ceases being culture when we are still, you know, holding on to things that are no longer relevant to how we are raising our children, where we are raising them even, or, you know, like, take for example, I think these days, we remember we spoke about Rora. These days, the way we used to do Rora is no longer the way we do it here. Where would you slaughter a cow? You know what I'm saying? So you end up buying meat from catering and just cooking and doing
I feel
things
like some
that.
of this culture stuff is just like trying to find a good excuse to bully people. Because I've seen parents who verbally abuse their children, their grown children, calling them all sorts of names, like, you know, the H word. Like, that's a really common word that people use when referring to their own
Children.
How are you calling your child the H word?
Yeah, but that's what we were talking about with the girls. And I said, I remember us coming to a general consensus that sometimes maybe we cannot go back to change the things that have happened in our past. But now we are the adults. What are we doing as adults to the people? How do we relate with our children? You know, things that you know that hurt you. Because again, trauma has to stop with somebody.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't, you know, you have to make a conscious decision that the buck stops with me. I'm not going to tell my child to be always quiet. I'm not going to raise my child to be a wife. Because I remember when we were younger, all we were told was that the way you are behaving, no man will want to marry you.
What does that even mean, Ariana?
And also, and you know, and we should also normalize that, you know, sometimes divorce and kurambana is mutual. You know, and we should also, both of us, carry the shame. Because sometimes the man acts weird and you walk away with the shame and the burden of who's
because it's the language. Even in, like, you say you can't keep a man. I think it's just that in itself is not something that's unique to Zimbabwe. It's unique to patriarchy.
It's not even just that. You know, I think amongst black people it's rife.
Yeah.
Where it's so rife. This thing, and you know, this is why. That's what I was saying to the girls. Not only in your, you know, your little immediate family should you practice grace, validating your children. If your child tells you that something has happened, it has definitely happened. Start from a position of believing them. Let your children talk. You know, let them say things, because in those conversations that you are having, that's when you get to know them, right? Don't silence children. Do not silence you know, if you're a king, don't silence the people you are taking care of, but also extend it to the next sister next to you. If this woman tells you that I'm not married, don't ask them why.
Who says that? Would you say something like that?
Oh, don't listen to this one. Now I remember, I'm still a bruise.
Wait, you know, one thing I want to say, there's a story I've had multiple times, like way too many times. It's girls saying that they told their mom that their stepdad was abusing them, and then the mom told them that they were. I've had this story like at least more than a handful. It comes,
right? So it comes again from this whole thing that you see now there's already a step relationship, meaning that the first relationship failed. So this mom is holding on to this relationship by any means necessary, even if it means sacrificing their own daughter to still remain married, right? So that's why I'm saying that we have to figure out, especially you who is experiencing this with your mom, because sometimes, you know, when I don't know what happens with now I'm talking about parents myself. I don't know, you know, me being one of the parents, I don't know what happens to us. I think as soon as you become a parent, I think you think that your children, you know, are little toys where you can, you know, I was watching these vampire stories where, you know, when they look at you, they glamour you.
Oh, True Blood.
Yeah, and you forget everything. I think you forget that as you are raising your children, they are seeing how traumatic our marriages have been, how traumatic the relationships we are have been. So, you know, when you're trying to sell this, it's a hard sell as well. When you're trying to sell that, or, you know, you should live, you know, in a peaceful environment with your husband. They're going, wait.
Okay, girl, you first.
Now, if they say that, if you say that,
you're a bad person.
Well, figures got my saga. So, you know, we are so, you know, we talk, we we don't introspect or we don't reflect or introspect. When we talk as if we are not part of the subject.
Yeah.
We remove ourselves and we stand there and say, for a marriage to be very successful, you have to wake up in the morning, put your makeup, spell coconut and things like that. But you're thinking, girl, how come it didn't work for you? Right?
Yeah.
Because now if we have those serious conversations, because I think how we relate with our immediate family, with the people who are following, we have to be honest. Let's, be very objective. Let's be honest. I think honesty is the word of today's podcast. Honesty, right? Relationships are hard. If it so happens that you get into the wrong one, it's also okay to get out of it. Things like that happen. SA is rampant. That uncle of ours, you need to watch him. This thing of saying, and also mothers can be very abusive to their daughters. All those things, as soon as we lay things on tables, fathers can also be very abusive. Let's put all those things on the table. They are good parents. They are very bad parents. They are, and we should not, hold our children hostage in culture that doesn't actually serve them. So this has always been the theme. Let's be honest. Let's put things on the table. You know what? Why? Because now if somebody asks you that, this piece you're talking about, I never grew up seeing it. You're not getting angry.
Now you're breaking pencils.
You're breaking pencils. But let's learn to have difficult conversations. And difficult conversations doesn't necessarily mean that the person you're having the difficult conversation with does not like you. Doesn't mean that the person you're having a difficult conversation, Mom, you used to spend a lot of money and forget to pay electricity. That hurts me. Also, as parents, let's normalize apologizing. Giving your child mazoe and biscuits after cussing them and calling them the H word is not an apology. And let's also, because that's the only way we raise humble and children with humility. Because if you're like, I remember this is something that I grew up hearing. And normally it's purely things like, kana zvatodaro kana wakutondongesa ndatosha mwari yako, so we grow up being frightened and fear and being
cosplaying respect
let me tell you something. This is now aimed at parents. 95% of your children do not respect you. They don't even give a damn. They don't even give a heck. What they are doing, what they are doing is purely, they are very good actors, because I've met some of them out there. A person who respects you doesn't, they don't do some of the things that they do behind your back. They would, you'd have instilled so much in them. And respect, respect is not just people, genuflecting as when they see you when they do this. and when you wake up in the morning, they go, Mamkase movie, this right, no, that's not respect. True respect is knowing your family values, what your family values are.
Hold on, girl. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, what your family values are, right? And you take them anywhere you go in the world, whether your parents are there or they are not. There are times when Coco said to me, sometimes I'll be in a place and I'll be thinking, if Mom finds out, she'll have to wake me up. She'll have to wake me up to kill me.
One time, I was somewhere I shouldn't have been, right? And then we're driving back, and the person was falling asleep in the car, and I thought to myself, if I get found where I am in the middle of the night dead, my mom will kill me. That was my biggest fear.
There you go. So sometimes it's not necessarily about because I've seen children who are feral, guys. As soon as they leave their door and they
the
close
parents
it,
have no clue that their
there's
children
no clue
are
that they're
feral.
raising feral children. Because Mom,
do you remember that lady? Do you know what I'm about?
Which one?
The one who was like, don't say the N word. Because of the way that
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
do you remember? That's a perfect story
a long time
to
ago,
illustrate this.
A long time ago, right? When the kids were teenagers, And teenagers are difficult. You cannot. There's no. When you give birth to a baby and people go, "Woo, Magoroko," they forget to tell you that you're on your own, right? There's no playbook. There's no manual. You just get on with it, right? So all of us, we are all. We are in the pits trying to raise these kids.
Yeah.
So I'm in my own pit trying to raise my own daughter.
Yeah.
This person was in their own pit.
In their own pit.
Trying to raise their own son, right? So we meet at a function, right? So obviously, like I've told you, I don't parent by the book. I parent by what my children need. What Coco needs is not what Rio needs. So I just parent as what my children need anyway. So it so happened that there was a situation which this woman was trying to mom shame me. So she goes, "Are you, trying to say there's a group of people who are very uncouth?
Yeah.
Are you that group of people?" I said, "No." She goes, "Oh." I said, "Why?" She says, "Oh, because the way you are raising your child, it's very sus, right?" So but you see, the thing
I've
with
never
me,
even been that bad.
No, but the thing is, you can't shame the what?
The shameless.
The thing with me, you can never shame me ever, especially when you've got children.
Yeah.
Say anyway.
What do you say, Mom?
A dog, a man, and children. You should never laugh when you own one of those. Or say wangwa daru.
Yeah.
That word, because tomorrow they will daru. As soon as you say it, my dog doesn't, defecate. You'll see it. They'll call you and say, "There's your dog." My man doesn't cheat. You'll be called. Oh, then you see him on social media being called.
You're top of someone.
Yeah. Children, anyway. So anyway, I'm looking at this woman. When I see parents do that, I give them grace.
Yeah.
I actually chuckled.
Yeah.
Tell me. In exactly 2 weeks, this boy was in the Leicester Mercury front page as part of a drag ring. And when I met this woman, I you don't think of such, when parents are going through a difficult time with their children, that's, for me, it's not my time. I didn't even think that when I saw her. I just said, "Oh, are you okay?"
Yeah.
Oh, and she started crying. She cried so much that she took off a wig. And this was in the middle of Tesco, and I was hugging her. But I'm just, at the back of my head, that intrusive thought was just going, but you were trying to map shame me. These are children, right? And you just think people learn from what our children teach us. Because the other time this happened again, you left and you're going somewhere, right? And you told me you're going to that place, and I knew that's where you're going. I get a telephone call from one of our relatives, and they're like, "Is Coco at home?" And I said, "No, she's not." Then this person went, I think they thought they'd cut the phone. She was like, I knew it. I knew it. So anyway, I waited for them to cut the phone. So I called them and I said, "Knew what?" And they said, "When we were coming." So they drove, they came. And they're like, "Oh, I'm looking for my son." Bear in mind, the son was younger than you. And there's no way you and them would ever hang together.
No, he was older than me.
No, it wasn't the older one.
Oh.
It was the younger one.
The young one is older than me.
Okay, the young one is older. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why would you think that they're together? Because I've never seen them together.
Yeah.
No, they probably are. I said, "No." She's like, but he would never go out. It's probably your daughter was initiated. I said, "Where my daughter is, your son will suddenly be there." Anyway. So they were insistent, "Please call because we know they're together." I said, "I know they're not together." And
but this boy was absconding.
I said, "I know that they're not together."
Yeah.
Because they do not hang together. And they were insistent. So anyway, I said, "Fair enough." So I didn't even call you. I called your friend. And I said, "Can you bring Coco to the phone?" So he came to the phone and I said, "See, I told you that's where she is. Can you still ask you that?" I said, "There is no way your son is in that place."
Yeah.
Anyway. So they left thinking that I was trying to hide their son. And this is the thing about people, because they don't know their children well enough. I said, if she was with him, she would have said she's with him.
It was like a girl slumber party as well.
It was a pajama party in East Goscott with white people. What would he be doing there?
But this boy had a habit of absconding.
Right. So anyway, so they went home, right? So they found out the day after that he'd been arrested. So the day that they were thinking we were together, this boy had been arrested. So I'm thinking, I'm waiting for this. I'm so sorry your daughter wasn't there. It never comes, you see.
So I was there helping him commit crimes.
So that's the thing. Most people do not know their children. And when their children do the most, they are surprised. So that's why I'm saying that these children of yours that you think when they're genuflecting in the morning and they are doing that, and you think, these kids are the best. No, they're not. They are cosplaying.
I think with me, like, because I'm a free spirit and I go different places, I know different people think I'm a lot worse than I am.
But
whereas the children will be cosplaying.
No, I've seen children, because, this is the thing, when children see me, they are free, because I'm not a judgmental person.
Yeah.
I've seen children who speak in tongues when they're at their mother's house. They even prophesy. I've seen them doing this. Some of them
the future.
and smoking weed, doing the uns, and in places, and you are just like, does your mom know that this is what you do? Right? So I'm saying this to say that it's better to know the true version of your child than this genuflecting one. Because when you meet your real child, I'm always saying this, guys, take time to know your children. And I'm so pleased that, I know I've seen some other parents, they're starting to, I have conversations with parents of this, and they go, you know what, my daughter wanted to have a party, and I said they can have them at home. But you can see that they're sweating and they're twitching. I'm like, what's the matter? I don't know if my house will still be it, but I'm just going to try it. I'm like, trust me, they won't do anything. Why? I think they're safer having these little, parties at home than you letting them go out there with people you don't ever know about. Yeah, true. But you can tell that, it doesn't come very easy for them. So I think these are things that we need to learn. We need to unlearn the things that hurt us. Because if it didn't work for you, it's not going to work for your children. This business of not wanting to be honest with your children, this business of wanting to pretend for the gram and pretend for society. We are all in this. Let me tell you something, a little secret. Come here. Every one of us is in the pits. We're all trying. No one has got the blueprint. If your child comes out as a graduate, it's nothing you've done basic, and it's just that you're very lucky you had a good crop. Because I've seen pastors' children wilding out. I've seen Wanawenganga wilding out. Wanawema post story wilding out. Wanawema single mother getting married. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
There's no formula in it. You just... you'd think with your father being a bewitcher, a person who can bewitch somebody, why are you behaving like this? Like in communities or in families, people know that Tete Nengwanorwe.
Yeah.
But the daughter, the way she'll be behaving, you'll be like,
do you not know your mom?
That kind of thing.
Should be able to do it as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
But they still do it. So I'm just saying we are all in this together. The most important thing is to say, I am trying my best. I'm not perfect. When you're given the title of mom, you're not given the title to abuse your children, to now be the custodian of a culture that didn't work for you. Because some of these people, because at that time I was talking to one of the girls, the Bonfofo girlies, and she was like, I was doing the maths with my mom. And I just realized that wait. My mom is always saying to me, you need to marry as a virgin. But I'm just thinking, when they got married, I was 3. Make it make sense. So, we try to rewrite history. And when, our children are not dumb, they can make things out. They can go, that's where the problem is. That's where the danger lies. So let's learn to treat them like people with a brain, people who can make wise decisions through the right guidance. So we are there to guide them, not to impose. Because when you impose, they rebel. And when they rebel, guys...
You don't want it.
It becomes a revolution in your house. Every day, people will be fighting to free. And it becomes, parenting can be easy, or can be, especially teenagers, parents to teenagers. I pray for you every day. When I pray for parents, for parents of teenagers. Those people are fully grown, human beings with every one of the apparatus working and performing very well. But
they're literally children with boobs.
Children with boobs.
That's what they are.
And try to tell that child with boobs that, what, don't think with these ones. Let's grow that. They'll be like, So don't do it in anger. Do it knowing that, they are going through this very dark phase and they're just thinking, what do I do with this my private parts? You wake up one morning and everything is fully functional and you're only 14 and you go,
now I'm a grown up.
You can't tell me nothing. So that's the time when you have to practice grace.
Yeah.
Choose your battles. Choose where you... Because we do not want to repeat the grief that was given to us. So what I'm trying to say, so the whole ethos of this whole podcast, don't take anything, be honest. Right? Very, very honest. That this is tough. I'm trying my best. Let's work together here to keep you safe and keep me sane. Because safety and sanity is what you pray for until your kids become the...
Same.
Yeah. Safety and sanity. So that comes from being very honest. Love your children unconditionally. Please don't parent for the community. They too are suffering.
Yes.
They are suffering.
You should hear the pastors preaching at the pulpit as if their kids aren't the ones
Yo,
doing hoopoo.
pastors' children are a different breed. A different breed.
Yeah.
They are not, they're very interesting human beings. That's all I can say. Even on Emma Profit.
I think it's just like the societal control that makes you want to
rebel the most.
Yeah.
So I think for us, this childhood trauma that we've suffered, for us to be able to, not succumb to it, but overcome and become survivors, is by practicing grace, love, honesty, and realizing that our children are often otitadzira. And apologize to them.
But you're not going to get that from all parents. So what does the person on the other side do if they've got a parent who they're lost cause?
No, but I'm saying you're not talking about that relationship.
I'm asking specifically for children who have parents who are lost causes.
Love them from afar.
Like, what do you do?
I think you can still love your parents, but protect yourself from the pain that they give you. Because especially if because sometimes some conversations, not all conversations are meant to be had, guys. Do you know that? Because if you don't know that today is the day, not all conversations, especially if you know that they are not in the position to receive anything. It's nice if they come to you and say, where did we go wrong? I want us to make things better. But if they are not there yet, just leave it. What you can do is change the man in the mirror. The person facing you, because if this is a non-starter, you can, I was saying to somebody and they actually understood where I was coming from. They were saying that actually what they do now, they love their mom, but the mom can be very hateful. So they put a timer on their phone. They only stay there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
When 20 minutes, even if the relationship, even on the day things are really good, 20 minutes comes, they go by, see you. And then when they walk away from that, because no one has hit another one, the next time, and she says, she takes the mom to say, I'm going to come and see you on Wednesday the 13th at 2 o'clock. And she rocks up at 2 o'clock. By 2:20, she's gone. So I think you need to it's not only, romantic relationships where you need to put boundaries. Even in parental relationships, familial relationships, particularly the ones that are difficult, but you need to still be in them. Like, when you've got a complicated relationship with a parent, you still love them, but they still hurt you. So see how much you can manage between the two of you without you hating each other. That's all you can take. If you can see your parent once a week and it's okay for the two of you, that's fine.
What do you think about no contact?
No contact is hard. Right? I think that's a whole episode on its own. Yeah, because I think there's so many things that we need to realize, because again, social media, TikTok in particular, has made, your mom tells you that I don't like the color of your dress. No contact. Your mom says, oh, you're coming home too late. No contact. I think there has to be context. It should be, the last arsenal, the last line of defense. I think try everything you can, because those relationships are very important. And also bear in mind, like I've got an amazing relationship with Jojo. If you went no contact and you took Jojo away from me, it would actually hurt her and myself. So there are other relationships apart from your difficult relationship with your mom. Because some people, they don't necessarily relate well with their mothers, but their mothers have sorted the errors of their ways and they're very good with their grandkids. So if you
I don't know. That's a technical one.
It's very technical.
Yeah, that's another episode.
So that's why I was saying that maybe we need to do that as an episode. Maybe the one after this one we talk about no contact and its impact on relationships, because relationships don't just stop with you. There are other relationships behind that relationship, and because I think also people's, I don't know, because I mean I'm on the fence with this one, because sometimes you can't Bluetooth your.
It depends. It's situational.
It's situational.
It definitely depends, because sometimes you really can.
But but personally I think that what my personal thing is that I think these young ones these days are really going no contact too quick.
I don't think it's easy to go no contact with anybody. So if somebody decides to, there's probably a reason that we may not even be privy to. But yeah, it's us for episode 1.
And thank you for coming back and putting up with us.
Yes.
And so again, for those who come and watch and even subscribed, please subscribe.
Yes.
Like true YouTubers also like our videos, because the algorithm will realize that what we're saying is very important and will push it to more people like you.
Yes. And don't forget to put the bell so that you always get a whenever we upload. So see you guys on episode 2 of Mom Can You Not. Thank you for joining us on episode 1.
And once more, thank you to Chidzi End for sponsoring this video. Oh, this is so nice. When you say, when I've seen these YouTubers going, I want to thank our sponsors. Our sponsors at Chidzi End Entertainment, Chidzi Entertainment for sponsoring.
It wouldn't be possible without you. No, literally.
It wouldn't be possible. Would ever our 2 buckets. And now by now the iPad will be leaning this way. It'll be doing the lean back. And we're going. When you start speaking fast forward.
The worst one is when it stops recording and you're like an hour into the episode. That's the pain. But anyways, yes. We'll see you back on episode 2. Bye guys.